Hey guys, how's it going? This is Lucas Sullivan, Associate Editor from GamesRadar, and we're here to give you a quick look at Persona 4 Arena. Here with me are Marco Sanchez.
How's it going, guys?
And Aram from Atlus.
Hello.
So we've been playing this game quite a bit around the office, and it is pretty darn impressive. It's by Arc System Works, the same guys that did Guilty Gear and BlazBlue. And it's got the Persona flavor, but the fighting mechanics that, you know, the true hardcore players will appreciate. And this intro is just beautiful. I think we should watch the whole thing. What do you think?
We should.
Marcus?
I love this intro.
I'm going to talk over it as much as possible.
So I will admit, I know about Persona, but I've never played any of the Persona RPGs. And after playing this fighting game, it got me interested. I'm sure that was the goal.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back and I think this will make a lot of RPG fans out of fighting game fans, and vice versa.
I think we thought it would go one of two ways. RPG fans would buy it because they love the characters in the world, and fighting game fans would buy it because Arc System Works. Or RPG fans wouldn't buy it because it's a fighter, and Arc System Works fans wouldn't buy it because it's not BlazBlue or Guilty Gear. But based on the amazing sales numbers that just came out of Japan, it looks like Persona fans. I mean, yeah, if you want to check out the RPGs, clearly the RPG fans are loving the game.
Yeah, the story mode is insanely in-depth.
Is it actually canon?
It's considered canon. That's the report I read.
Nice.
So let's see, what do we want to get into here first? Should we just take a look at this nice, clean menu?
You know what I notice is that screen always changes too.
Yes,
Different
day to night,
yeah.
different characters.
I like that. It's awesome.
We can take a look. Clearly, we're playing here on PS3, so you have
Yes.
a PlayStation Store there. It'd be Xbox Live Marketplace if you're on 360. Lesson mode, very structured, easy way to get acclimated to the game. It teaches you the basics and then graduates into the more advanced stuff that's unique to Arena.
Yep.
Story mode, extensive, 30 to 40 hours total, number of hours per character. You start out with just the 4 core P4 characters unlocked: Yukiko, Chie, Yu, and oh gosh, I'm blanking on the 4th one. Let's go. You know what? Let's go to our story mode real quick, just for the
Sounds
menu,
good.
because the last thing I want to see is a fan posting about how I don't know what I'm talking about, which already happened earlier today.
So aside from, do you actually unlock anything in this mode aside from obviously the awesome story?
it's Yosuke. That's Yosuke.
So yeah, you start with the these 4
Right.
main characters, and they branch out
Okay.
to the other cards that you see here.
As for what you unlock, you actually, a lot of the different modes do unlock things. There are some things that unlock based on certain advanced criteria. The challenge mode has a few, I think, but the stuff that comes out of the story mode, you'll see things unlock in the gallery as you kind of encounter artwork and story elements. And there's a gallery if you go back to the main menu. But yeah, so Yosuke. So Yu, Yosuke, Chie, and Yukiko are the 4 characters you start out with. There's a little bit of overlap when you start the stories too.
Yeah, I actually like seeing the same events happen from different perspectives.
Right.
And Yosuke is my boy. But yeah, it's not just that the story is in story mode. There's actually story elements to arcade mode as well,
Absolutely, yeah. Right around a few fights in, things really start to develop. Obviously, there's someone behind all of this, everyone getting sucked into the Midnight Channel. Again, the story starts, for kind of the setting of Arena, takes place a couple months after the end of Persona 4, the RPG. And essentially, you are all sucked in. There's a couple, or 3 Persona 3 characters pulled in as well. And the Persona 3 characters were basically investigating Labris, if I'm not mistaken, and they kind of get pulled into things as well. So the setting, the premise is that everyone thinks Teddy is behind it because he's kind of introduced as a villain. And it's just odd for the Persona 4 characters because they don't know why he would be, and it goes from there.
Exactly. So as you can see here, the lesson mode is quite in-depth.
Can we go into that?
much-
I haven't actually seen it yet.
Well,
Yeah,
you guys have played through this, I imagine, so you can jump up
Yes.
to a more advanced one and ace it.
Hopefully,
Let's see you ace it.
I will do my best. I'll do my best. Let's see. What
Marcus,
do
how
we
much
want
should we
to
bet
win
on this?
here?
He's going to get it the first time.
Let's see the max burst.
Skills?
Aw.
Yeah, I got skills.
You got the skills?
Ready to see the skills? Oh God, if I fail here,
Let's bet lunch.
you know what? You're on. You are on. So yeah, there's tons of mechanics. Some that we've seen in BlazBlue, like the burst system. A lot of new ones, like the personas themselves, kind of remind us of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Right. I think there have been a lot of fighting games over the years that have support characters or support elements. The original Marvel vs. Capcom, that entire series is built on the idea of kind of support attacks. And JoJo's is a game that we hear about a lot. And it's interesting, Capcom is remastering that one, or has. It's a more niche fighter. Yeah. But the comparisons are there. The interesting aspect of the Persona mechanic, for anyone who doesn't know how Arena controls, it's a 4-button fighter. There's a weak and a strong attack that's just it's kind of a normal attack, and there's a weak and a strong Persona attack. And the Persona, it varies a great deal based on the character. For example, Yukiko has a lot of quarter circle, normal, weak and strong attacks that are actually involving her persona. And the personas, as unique as each of the fighters are, the personas are unique as well.
Yeah, they almost add like a whole nother element to each character.
Right. What I've said in trying to promote the game and get people interested in it is that there's 13 characters and it's a smaller roster for anyone who's never played an Arc Sys game, but the personas add this depth in terms of what you can do and how each of them control, where it really is more than 13. It doesn't feel like you're limited in terms of your selection.
So as we were seeing here, there's a lot of movement elements as well. So you can do like short hops, kind of like in King of Fighters.
You got the
evasive actions are huge. And that aerial turn, it seems like it'll be huge for combos, although I can't personally pull that
you
kind of
get
stuff
around.
off.
And yeah, there's every character has their, I think it's called Furious Strike, and it's a counter in some instances. I think it's BD together at the same time. I might be mistaken.
Yes.
And then there's also the every character has a sweep, every character has an overhead. But all of these things in combination, and it's fairly simple compared to a lot of fighters. Compared, I think, to the earlier, the BlazBlue games. From a control standpoint, you know, getting down what you can do isn't as challenging as ultimately figuring out what to do when. And I think that's obviously the core of any fighter, but it makes Arena a little less intimidating.
Yeah, it's pretty much if you can pass these lessons, then you can pretty much get into the game right away.
There's the oft-maligned auto combo, which is just A repeatedly.
Now, I personally am a fan of this because it basically lets anyone jump in and do cool stuff.
And that's the idea. That the developers did that because this is a game based on a series of RPGs, and they knew a lot of the folks that would buy it in Japan. And I'm going to throw this out because I'm a man whore and I'm a PR guy. We're looking at the first week sales numbers. On PS3, Persona 4 Arena did 128,485 units.
That's a lot of units.
Compare that to the 2009 launch of the original Street Fighter 4, which only did 86,000. BlazBlue on PS3 did 33. Tekken 6 was 103,000. Super Street Fighter 4 was 80,000. I mean, Persona 4 Arena had an amazing week one, and a lot of Persona fans picked it up, the RPG series. So the auto combo was put in as a way to help them get into things, but it doesn't imbalance the game because the auto combo does 67-ish% of the damage of an actually manually executed combo.
Oh, actually, I did not know that.
It does not do the same amount of damage.
And speaking of balance, I've heard this is actually... So Japanese players have been playing this in arcade for a few months now, and they actually deem it one of the most balanced games on launch.
They talk about tiers, they talk about god tiers, and you know, in fighters, they talk about... I was at EVO at the beginning of July, was it? All the months are starting to blur together. And it was, you see some of the fighters that you see a lot of the same characters over and over again. And one of the things that has people excited for Arena is that most hardcore fighting community people really talk about only two tiers. They put Chie and maybe Mitsuru and Igus, and they put them in the top. And there's some debate as to who falls into that top. But Chie is generally considered a very strong character. But the drop-off between Chie and Kanji, who is generally considered a harder character to master, maybe Elizabeth, it's not that much. And so you can be competitive with anybody.
Exactly. That's... Pretty much, if you think a character is cool, you can just pick them up, start learning them, and have a good shot at doing it.
You can main with anybody in this game, and that has us excited. there's no one wants to see a tournament where everyone's playing the same character, and it's possible you'll play online with this game and you'll run into the same characters every now and then. But we really believe that part of this game's appeal is the story and the characters and what they're drawn, the rich tradition of the RPGs, and people are going to have their favorite characters, and like you said, they're going to pick their favorite characters and they can do well with them.
Exactly. Also, we just saw some
like
of my failures there. Yes. But instant blocks are pretty cool. So yeah, do we just want to jump into some competitive
you guys
matches
both
here,
have
Marcus?
sticks. Yeah,
we can jump in there.
You guys need to talk some smack too.
I think
I like the variance in play styles as well. Everyone plays
for sure.
differently.
Like every yeah, exactly. It's kind of like BlazBlue in that everyone had their own, like, not a gimmick, but just their own style.
Yeah.
Similarly, the personas give everyone like their own approach to how they want to attack the opponent. And some might call just a preference. Some might call my playstyle cheap. I don't care. I don't care. A win is a win, right, Marcus?
This is true.
All right, so I'll go to player 2's side since I'm on the right here. Who's your character, Ron?
I'm a big fan of Chie, which I mean, I don't think most.
She has the best quotes.
I should say I'm not going to Evo a couple years ago to promote King of Fighters 13 was a eye-opening experience for me. I'm not as experienced with fighting games as people who are involved in the community and have been for years. I have an understanding of the basics, and when I was a kid, I would go into the arcades and I would press all the buttons in Street Fighter 2, and
that's the first way to
put
learn.
My quarter down and wait my turn, and then get kicked out by the hardcore people who were pissed that I would spam and sometimes win. But I like Chie for her speed. I like her for the speed of her kicks. I don't like playing with characters who have trouble closing the gap quickly, and she's one of those characters who she matches my play style.
Cool.
I don't do as well with Kanji or Akihiko, who tend to be a little slower, and they're more grapplers, more physical, stronger attacks, but fewer and far between. I have seen some great Kanji play though.
Yeah, he seems like once he gets in, as Marcus is demonstrating on me, he can just wreak havoc.
Very nice. So, what are some of your favorite fighters, both of you?
So I'm a Naoto guy. She is pretty dang awesome. I'm not demonstrating that right now, but oh, there we go.
As you see, I'm a fan of Kanji here.
Yeah, and who's the other guy?
Akihiko? Is that how you pronounce it?
Akihiko? One of the P3 Persona 3 characters.
Yeah.
And
so
Elizabeth
you like slower grappler kind of fighters, more the Zangief, the bigger, stronger.
Actually, not usually, but I like his playstyle in this because you got that electrocute where you get him trapped, and I like that. It's a little different than your normal grappler.
So yeah, when I'm electrified, I can't actually move through normal moves. I can only attack to move or hop around. It's quite scary.
For anyone who's newer to fighting games and watching this just because they like Persona, I'll point out some of the UI stuff while you guys are playing. And then I'll read the comments later about how I didn't shut up. So the burst in the upper left and right corners, Lucas mentioned that's been in Arc System games before. So burst, there are 3 kinds of burst. They do a number of different things. Once you use burst, you deplete the meter and it can slowly recharge. I think you can use it to like an average of 2.5 times a fight. But the burst ends up, it can serve a number of different purposes. You can knock your enemy clear across the map. You can actually refill meter. Your SP with that, and there's a lot of strategic elements to
Yeah, you got to know when it's worth it.
At the bottom of the screen, you've got your SP meter. You'll see that both of them are in red. Anytime you drop under 35% health, you go into Awakening mode, which basically it actually gives you a bit of an advantage, kind of like a Frenzy or in RPGs where you're low in health and you can actually get a stat or a skill that makes you stronger in that situation. There are some supers that can't be executed unless you're in Awakening mode,
which are so awesome.
Yeah, I think it's Chies that are a bunch of meteors falling from the sky. They just takes up so much of the screen. It's such a awesome
very attack. Flashy. It's a great way to finish someone off.
At the top, under the health, you'll notice the 4 persona cards. Anytime you hit your enemy's persona when it's out, you can take one of those away, and if you do it 4 times in quick succession, you will do a persona break, which prevents your enemy from using their persona for a limited time.
So as you can see, Nato's very like space control type of character. She has the bullets that can just
Got range.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Bounce him off the floor.
pepper enemies from afar. So. And this is actually seems like a tricky matchup for Kanji.
It's
Yeah,
so hard to get in.
That's really the big challenge with the slower characters. How do you close that gap? But once Kanji gets in, if a player is skilled, they can do so much damage in such a short amount of time.
Can we see this?
No.
Yeah, there we go.
And I do believe that that's actually an instant kill that's avoidable. You are able to dodge.
Yeah, it seems
those
like you
reticles
have
for
to
the last
just
seconds.
not get hit by the reticles.
Yeah.
I should just not move.
So there are instant kills for anyone wondering what that was. I think for most of the characters, it's like a triple move down. It's a triple move.
And you can only do it if that means you will win the match. So
Right.
you can
It has
pretty
to
much
be
only do it as
round
like a
2
flashy
or round
finish.
3 if it would be your winning round.
Exactly. Which I like, because you won't see them all that often, but when you do, people are just going to go nuts. So I'll switch to my second character, Elizabeth. She's kind of like Akuma in a sense, so she's really powerful, but has such low HP that if she gets cornered, it's bad news.
And once she gets that momentum,
She's a harder player.
Yeah.
It's probably a harder fighter to play with.
So another cool thing is you can have your personal color be different from your persona's color.
You're doing my
I like
job
that.
for me, Luke. So what kind of fighting games do you guys like, though? What do you come from in terms of your fighting game?
I pretty much like anything 2D is up my alley. But
my main game, Third Strike.
Oh.
Very well.
Oh dang, Akihiko. This guy loves to mash out the punches with
Punches are so good.
the A spam. I can't deny that I do this well.
Oh, he
Until I
punches
learn
with power.
combos, I'm hitting that A button.
A. Press X to Jason, basically. And the heavy range ones.
So yeah, he can like suck me in with that vortex, a little globe. But Elizabeth,
Man, that
her
momentum.
freezes are just sick nasty.
So you've noticed the characters, or people watching, notice that there are status ailments. And you just saw one of them. You saw one earlier. There are about 5. You can be poisoned. You can be confused. So left becomes right, right becomes left. And the status ailments, it's a great nod to the RPGs without changing up the fighting mechanics dramatically. It actually fits, and it works.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are they directly from the Persona entries in the RPG?
Yes. Well, no. Obviously, left becoming right and right becoming left doesn't happen in the RPGs, but
I love that one because the other person will just be like, "What's going on? Help me!"
there's certainly traditional RPG status ailments. I believe there's one that mutes you where you can't summon your persona.
Yes.
So, off the top of my head, I don't know if you can be muted in Persona 3 or Persona 4. The fans, I'm sure, will tell me later.
They got it on lock, or they could just go to a wiki.
Busting out my strength.
But yeah, so Elizabeth has like, I can't do them reliably, but insanely long combos, like 50 hits, 30 hits every time. But as you can see, I just lost about a third of my health from one combo.
You guys insult each other much less than I typically insult my opponent when playing a fighting game.
Oh, you haven't seen us when we're off mic. It's it gets heated.
There's no mics in this room, guys. Nobody's watching.
Everyone's hearing us through telepathy.
That spam, man.
I love it. And this grab is just too sick.
Nope, that's not the button I wanted.
Let's see if I can.
How about this?
So some of the other ailments are like charm, like you take more damage. There's the electricity one where you can't move. And also, if you can hit the other player's persona, and that'll take out those cards at the top. I think you mentioned that. But that can be a strategy in itself. Like if someone's just poking at you with their persona, you could just smack it in the face, and eventually they won't be able to send it. And I know you like that, Marcus. I know you like that.
See, I usually play spammy characters, but in this game,
Yeah,
I like it.
this is like role reversal because I have been known to patronize Marcus on his projectile characters, and then I pick up Naruto.
So I don't know if I've really done it with anybody else, or if there's any videos out there yet. But I mean, if you guys want, maybe we can jump into another mode too.
Yeah, sure. Actually, yes, you can do it for me.
I don't know if what do you think? Have you done any of challenge mode yet?
I have dabbled. I really like in the challenge mode, the final challenge. It's not actual button presses. It just says like do 150 hits or use this move 3 times in the same combo. So it's like a puzzle almost.
Yeah.
That the really skilled players will be able to figure out. But I haven't seen it.
The cool things about challenge mode is that you can actually watch a performance of each of the challenges,
which comes in super handy.
If you need to see what it's going to look like, it can help you out.
Who should we demo this challenge?
Let's see your character.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, let's see it.
I remember there being a lot of like crazy cancels in here. Hopefully, I don't embarrass myself. But
yeah, I remember when I was walked into the room, your boss said something about your job performance review being tied to this.
I may no longer have employment after this challenge mode. Actually, I just realized I don't use that move nearly enough.
Yeah, it's interesting because everyone has it the same universal TP. Well, that's not the same, but it's the same button press.
Right.
Also, overheads too as well, right?
Right. The overhead, the sweep, the furious strike. One of my challenges as a gamer who not only do I play a lot of games for fun, but I have to play a lot of games for work, and a lot of different genres, is memorizing a wealth of different inputs. And it's very convenient for me to know I never have to worry about anything but a quarter circle. I never have to learn any other button configurations for some of the fundamental basics in this game, like not just the overhead, not just the floor sweep, but the furious strike and all that stuff. Very nicely done. I think all the instant kills execute roughly the same. It's the same concept.
So I seem to be failing from the other side. And yeah, that counter with the skulls, like that can enable a one-hit kill, but it takes work getting there.
You know what would be fun after this? I don't know how long you guys are going to do this video for, but we can toggle the voice to Japanese, or maybe the fans want to hear the English dub more. But maybe we can do the first couple fights of arcade mode.
Yeah, sure.
Because there's some cool story in the arcade mode as well. It's just a tremendous amount of story in a fighting game.
All right, let's see if I don't fail this. There we go.
Nice.
Very nice.
How many challenges is there for each character?
30.
30.
So here's a demonstration of what I should be doing. And I love how cinematic these final moves are.
Perhaps I took it too far.
So yeah, it's nice to, like in other games like Virtua Fighter, there's demonstrations, but it's not for every trial. Here, every challenge has a demo for you.
Except for the last one, right?
Yes.
Where you have to figure it out.
And I'm not at that level at all. I think I got there's 50 challenges for each character. I think I got to 40.
Which character has the hardest level 30 challenge? Do you know?
I've seen people on GAF talking about who they struggled with the most. I don't know if I've seen anyone, if there's been a unanimous consent on that, but I might have missed that. I deferred to the people who are already playing the game in Japan or have been playing it in arcades for a while and kind of know which characters are the hardest. I know I did read somewhere Mitsuru was tough, but it could just be that a lot of people like to play with Mitsuru.
That or she's a charged character, so that might make things a little bit more difficult.
Oh yeah.
Let's go check out the arcade mode.
Yeah, let's jump in. I guess we can leave the English dub. people.
Actually, I don't mind it. So normally I would immediately switch to Japanese
dare you.
voices, but here I'm pretty down with the English voices.
I'm happy for you to say that. I did ask you to say that before we walked into this room. No,
You slipped me a
just
20
kidding.
and said, "Here's what you got to do." Now, Marcus, do you want to? I feel bad bogarting the controller here.
I don't think I can take control.
Oh,
In that case,
Will that reach?
here you are. Yeah, it should reach just fine.
they're moving a controller across the 24-karat gold-plated table. Yeah, people watching this, they don't know what's going on in the room. There's elephants in this room right now.
We are
walking around.
actually dressed up in full costume of our favorite characters,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're actually in the midnight.
We're in the midnight
Channel.
channel. Yeah. Teddy is serving us drinks.
I feel like were Teddy here, he'd be just hitting on all the ladies in the office. The two-fisted protein junkie.
Inside the TV, huh? Interesting.
Oh my god.
Folks will remember Akihiko from Persona 3. Just about the entire cast returns for Arena, and we're excited that not just Persona 4 characters are in here, but Persona 3 was a huge breakout game for us, and
Yeah. And it's like getting to reconnect with your old buddies. You play the story mode here.
Has finally begun. I, Rosette, will be your commentator.
So the reason Risa and Teddy, I mean, I won't go too much into the story, but something is amiss that they're
something's a little amiss.
commentating these matches with such aplomb.
What?
Got to hit something. Oh no.
Battle tournament.
We will now begin our very own P1 Grand Prix.
I do love the bear puns.
This seems pretty interesting. Looks like I won't be bored.
And it's funny how every character gets like their own teasing nickname for the arena.
Yeah.
I think you is like the sister complex knight
Yeah.
or something like
This is a
that.
pretty ridiculous tournament.
Yosuke, I think, is Captain
But I'm up
Resentment.
for it.
Yes. And they don't take too kindly to those nicknames.
Interesting. Whether he's in his right mind or not, there's no reason to turn down a challenge.
Let's do it.
No load times either, you just get right in there. That jump C is good stuff.
Punch is good stuff.
And you can actually you can customize who you want commentating a match, correct? So
Right, and those unlock with time as well.
oh, okay, cool. Oh, perfect, Marcus. I'm disappointed. But I'll take that.
All that's left is for me to win.
We also noticed that Akihiko has a dagger on his belt, but he's, man enough not to have to use it.
Folks who are less familiar with fighting games, you'll notice up top when you take damage, it'll deplete. It'll turn red and then it depletes quickly. There are some moves that deplete your health, and that gap is represented by blue. And if you don't take any damage, that will slowly replenish.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what the blue does. And some moves, the desperation move, I believe, actually do damage to you for the cost of being
Right, and you can
great
see it right
escapes.
there. It just happened for Akihiko. His move, and then it slowly will refill.
Very cool.
You guys both know, by the way, when you take hit, when you're thrown back, if you want to hold down a button, and you'll
Yes.
recover more quickly.
To right yourself
Looks
in
like
the
you
air.
snapped out of it. I didn't think I'd meet any Persona users besides us here.
So obviously, Akihiko, Kanji being from different Persona games they've never met before, it's a surprise to them that the other can use a Persona.
Stay here and rest.
They thought it was just them.
Before I leave,
Yeah,
mind
it's
telling me
cool
something?
fan service to have
Seen
these
a girl around
characters
here? Her
basically
name's Labras.
meet each other
For the first-
in
right.
canon.
And within a premise that's not as hokey as some other fighting game spin-offs
Yeah, this
in the
is
past.
this is an actually believable. They're all getting sucked into this showdown. Grand Prix, I believe Teddy calls it.
A rude interruption. Only the winner can leave, huh?
I'm sure the guys, the folks viewing this would love to hear more voice. You guys have time for one more fight?
You wanna
Yeah,
do one
sure.
more?
Sounds good.
crashed the GamesRadar servers because the video got so big.
Personas. So that's why it's P1.
So yeah, again, that was arcade mode, not story mode. The story mode actually has cutscenes that are just like, I think one of them was like half an hour long, which I loved because I was like, I'm watching a show.
But for anyone who's played Persona 4, I mean, it takes an hour and a half before you can. I mean, an hour before you can even
press
save.
a button.
Yeah, it's a fitting pace.
And I love the visual style of this game.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, God, the user interface.
It's so clean, so crispy. So yeah.
And then I think it's the jazz music while you're waiting for a match in the lobby.
You're all about that easy listening. Like this. And I love how all the backgrounds are like creepy, paranormal,
right?
Like
these elements of a flicker, snow from a TV without signal.
Alright, so let's get back to versus here. The heart and soul of any fighting game, versus mode. And as you can see, the main menu is different. Everyone's just enjoying a nice sunny day. Alright, should we do our mains here, Marcus? This is for everything.
It's for everything.
This is for pride, my job,
Looks like it's my turn.
Aram's affection.
Well,
I gotta go
let's
with
not take it too far.
Oh, sorry.
Your persona. Very well.
So yeah, it's actually surprising. Like I thought the 4-button setup would hold some people back just because I'm used to 6-button, but I've actually adjusted to it fairly quickly.
It's different, but SNK for years has. I mean, every one of their legendary fighters is a 4-button one.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily less because of less buttons. It's
less is more, as this.
I think we have that on the back of the package. Not really.
You and your spraying.
I do love to spam. And to my credit, I have to actively press a button to not shoot empty cartridges. So, but, you know, that's something. And I love how she can angle all her shots.
Yeah, I was always a fan of Cyclops and NPC. being able to do that.
So I can do the upward shot as well. And that downward
It is
shot
slightly anti-proper investigator protocol to just immediately open fire with your gun.
I'm okay with
No
it.
questions asked. It's like, what are you doing here? Could you please desist from trying to fight me? Just, you know, just pull it out and start shooting.
That's how I roll.
I did not know that hit low.
No. No. So I'm getting sucked in.
Looks like Akihiko also has it's like a hoodie cape, so that's somewhat topical.
I want one of those now. So that's
and he's front of a convenience store. So basically, he was just going out.
he was just trying to get a snack.
Just being completely indiscriminate and rude.
Oh no. Not on Persona. Oh, that hurts. I know you like that throw skill, Marcus.
Okay.
So I can set up these nice, ooh, is that a double Persona?
No. Nice.
Okay.
Oh, way to get in there.
Oh,
Good job.
my face.
No, Persona break.
Use
Oh
your
no, I
fist.
can't.
Uh-oh.
Ah, chip damage.
Oh, look at this! No!
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice ending to this.
You see that confetti, Marcus? I know you like that confetti. Well, thank you so much, Aram, for joining
thank you
us.
guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you guys for. I mean, it's cool to see you guys having played and getting into it. You made the game look good. Not that, you know, I think anyone who picks it up and plays it, I think it looks pretty darn good.
Mash A.
That's the first thing you want to do. So yeah, that was our quick look at Persona 4 Arena. To read more about Persona 4 Arena and Golden, go to GamesRadar.com.